What up? Whoop, whoop. It's day 24. Yeah. Oh, man. It's thick out here. I'm in the African jungle. It's just thick out here, man. It's silly. This ain't even funny no more. They need to stop pressing buttons upstairs and give us the 4 seasons that are supposed to happen. Stop hiring new employees and stop trying to do predictive programming and controlling all this crap and just let this shit be. Feel me? Alright, hashtag walking with Wiz. Hashtag walking the Wiz. Hashtag walking with Wiz. I'm so tired. You guys have no idea how sore this body is right now, but it's part of the process. When you do this and you start exceeding your greatness, you've already know. So that's the part of this. Like, you gotta experience some pain. You gotta experience some of that soreness. You know, being sexy, man, it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Just ask me. Been sexy all my goddamn life, and it's been hard. Woo! Yeah, so we're sitting here walking down, and we got this challenge going on. And I feel good besides being sore and going through that process of the body transforming and just getting back to being in shape. Whew, I am tired. And I'm sleeping. I mean, I sleep, wake up, pee, but that's another thing. It's like when you're drinking all this water, whew, man, it's just out of nowhere. Boom, boom, boom. So you gotta handle your business, but it is what it is. It's all part of the process. And you're gonna go through the things where you're gonna love the process, you're gonna hate it, and you're gonna wish you never even started the process. These are all things that you're gonna be going through. It's normal. It's normal to feel this way, and it's normal to experience these feelings. You know? You tell everybody that the walnuts are out of stock and they're on back order. Thank you very much. Oh, man. Yeah, and then another part is you're going to experience that your clothes are going to start getting humongous. You know, like, you realize how much you're out of shape and how much you weigh and stuff. And then when you start trimming down, it gets almost noticeable. Like, man, this, like, even this jacket I'm wearing now, it's like humongous. You can fit another me in here. I stretch this thing out so much between layers and just being fluffy. Now I put it on and I'm like, I'm swimming inside this thing. It is what it is. It's just cool. It's a process. I'm grateful for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for what's transpiring. And I got this opportunity. I see it as an opportunity that I got to witness and achieve the better version of myself and live it through. And that's what it's all about right now. So I get up and I see this fog. It's nasty out here, and I just say, all right, let's go. Let's go face this world. Let's go face myself. That's what it's all about. It ain't about Facebook. It ain't about YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, all that crap, Instagram. It ain't about all that. When you stop worrying about that, life is going to be a lot different for a lot of you individuals. Some of you guys are like, that's your crutch. Like, that's all you guys do. Stay on social media, you know? And the funny part is here's the funny part. Like, you guys you do it, and then you have your own little clique. So you guys can justify for the causes that you're on the social media all day long bashing people because they're not on the social media as long as you, or they don't have many as followers. And this is why, a big reason why I had to step away, man. I was losing friends, I was losing families, I was losing everybody over this stupid social media stuff. And it wasn't worth it to me. And if you're losing friendships and all that over social media, then they apparently weren't never friends to begin with. And that's like another aspect of it all when you start shifting into that better version of yourself, is that you're gonna see the shift and you're gonna feel it, and you're gonna be alone. You know, when you celebrate, you're alone sometimes, depending on who's around, and that's perfectly fine. When I first started, I didn't think that was, because I didn't know how to love myself. I was alone so long, it didn't really hit me, you know. But when you're doing this and you start becoming the better version of yourself, you're gonna see yourself, you know, slim down this whole friendship, slim down your activity on social media. Just start focusing more on yourself. Like that's what it should be. But people got involved with all this, and that predictive programming is a mother. Thank you. It's a mother, you know, because some of you guys don't know what to do with yourselves. And then when you speak the truth to you guys are lost. You guys think we're crazy. No, you guys are the ones who are crazy. Y'all can't go out without a day being on social media. That ain't crazy. That is. You know? Some of you guys that are awake and some of you guys are not. And it's okay. It is what it is. Some of you guys will understand this video and some of you guys won't. And that's okay too. You know? That's the other aspect of understanding and becoming a better version of yourself, is accepting and acknowledgement. And once you learn these things, you start mastering on how to live. People are like, what are you talking about? For me, I'm talking about, you master these elements, you start really living in your life because you're not worrying or concerned of others. And now how I know this is because all my life I lived for others. You see what I'm saying? And I don't shed no bad light on anyone, but my adopted parents are a primary example. Now, my parents are great people. They just weren't ready for who I was. And they weren't ready to support who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. And that was evidently clear, you know? Now, they fucked up on something and they don't think I know, but I know my sister fucked them up and pretty much almost bankrupt them because she went out and blew their fucking life. You know what I mean? I know that. They don't think I know that, but I know. I know what happened. I know the truth. So, because of that, the reflection of it was onto me. And that wasn't fair. Because she messed up. She set the bar. So they weren't trying to send me out to college. They weren't trying to do anything for me. At all. And that's the damn truth. What are you guys gonna do? You gonna buy me a bike with pegs on it? Get the fuck out of here. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm talking about real support on what your son wants to do with his life. And when that had happened, it was always like, no, you need to do this. No, you should do this. You should do that. And it's like, y'all ain't listening. Like, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. I want to do this. This is me. This is my life. So you guys have to understand when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking like these so-called influencers. Y'all don't see me over here trying to make this like a commercial to try to get you to purchase or sign up to something. Not yet, at least. I speak this because I'm experienced. And I don't want people to go through this pain of living for other people or living for other people's joy and benefits. And I did it. I went through it so much. I did this. I had to go through it because the whole objective was to keep my parents happy. That was it. There was at that time of that life, that's how it was. Making music, no, that wasn't even close to be even in their vision of it being a career. Even when I was DJing and making money and had all the equipment and going to the Greg House, YMCA, and all these receptions and all these events and DJing and making that money, they didn't want to support that either. It's like, what the fuck? You know, you live and you want to know why I'm the way I am. Don't scrutinize me because you decided not to give me opportunities because your daughter fucked up. That's the goddamn truth. You know what I'm saying? Am I mad at that? No. Am I disappointed at it? Of course I am. Of course I am. Here it is, grown up, and I had to suffer through trials and tribulations and go through some things in my life that I shouldn't even have to even bother going through. But that made me stronger and it made me who I am, and I'm grateful, and I turned the pessimistic thing into an optimistical thing and say, all right, my parents were great people. But did they support my doings? Fuck no. They didn't do that shit. They kicked me out before I even had the chance to become a man. You know what I'm saying? You don't put a gun up to someone's head, tell them you wish you never adopted them, and then think that it's okay. And you think like 20, 30 years later it's passed, and I got no problems with it. Well, yeah, there is problems with it. I'm a better person, so I don't act on those. You know what I'm saying? The anger and the pain that was conflicted because of that and the trauma, y'all shouldn't even be alive. Y'all shouldn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? But I don't wish that upon anybody. It is what it is. I moved on with my life and understood that from here on in, every step I take is fucking for me, for this guy. And you should do the same. And that's where I'm trying to get at. I'm not trying to get at if I'm mad at my parents or not. Listen, I was upset at my parents. Right now, I love them. God bless them. Move on, move forward. That's where it is. You see what I'm saying? My pops, he's a piece of scum. You know what I mean? To think that you're going to put a gun up to somebody and not suffer that? Like, come on. How do you live over decades on that lie? Like, you're a scum. You're a piece of shit. And I tell it to him in his face every time. And I told it to him when I left. And when he dropped me off, it's a piece of shit. Plain and simple. You know? And that's how it is. But I love them both. They gave me value in my life, and I move on. And that's how you got to do these things in life. Unfortunately, I had to go through a whole lot of bullshit because of that. But that's okay. It is what it is. I learned the lesson, and that was the purpose, I guess, for it. Unfortunately, I had to learn that damn thing that way. Like, that sucks. Okay, but we keep it moving. That's how it is. You got to keep it moving. But you learn from these things and you start realizing, I'm not living for Facebook. I'm not living for likes and comments and streams. I can't believe some of you guys are funny with the streams, man. Like, those are pennies, and you guys are acting like y'all making millions off these streams, and you don't realize how much work does it take to just get a good couple $1,000s a month off these streams. That's a lot of work. So cheers to you guys and kudos to some of you guys that are doing that. Like, I get it. That's work. You got to put in that due. So do your thing. I ain't hating on anybody, man. That's one thing about my parents that adopted me, is they raised me with no hatred in my blood. They raised me not to envy against anybody's success or anything like that. And like I said earlier, hey, I love my parents. Do I disagree on some of the things? Yes. But they also installed a few valuable things inside me that I might have not been agreeing with or agree with, and I understand them now. And that's what it boils down to. And I've become a better individual because I learned to just keep it moving. And I learned from the lesson instead of having the lesson learn. I learned from the lesson instead of me learning from the lesson or the lesson being learned. That's kind of weird. I don't know. It is what it is. Have a good day. It's kind of weird. But, yeah. I guess that's how it is. Learn from the lesson, because You don't want to. You don't want the lesson learning from you, right? I don't know. It's weird. Oxymoron, proxymoron, whatever they call it, moron. I'm being a moron. So, like I said, at the end of the day, the outcome of all this, despite if I agree with some of the things or disagree with them, it was, I know now never to live for anybody. Never, ever. The day as I keep going on, every day passes by, there's a purpose, and that purpose is for myself first. You got to begin with you first. You know what I'm saying? Then everything that is a part of myself is a part of the living. I didn't understand that, and I'm going to say it again. You got to focus on yourself. Everything that is a part of self, you, right, is going to blossom and understand what is happening. Plain and simple. You see what I'm saying? So when you're sitting out here and you're living for other people, you're living for Facebook and nice comments and all that, you're not happy. You're miserable. You're always going to be miserable because you're living for somebody else. You're living for a different purpose. You're not even having a purpose. You're living for not even for yourself or the existence of yourself. This is why people become miserable. This is why people don't awaken, because they don't understand this element. And I had to share some valuable info on this. I'm not upset. I have passion. I feel good. I'm great. I'm blessed. I love myself. I'm happy with myself. I'm proud of myself. I'm all about the self, because that's how it has to be. The moment you start, eliminating things for self just for the principles of others, you lose your freedom. You lose yourself. You don't want that. I've been there. I lost myself because I was worrying so much about my parents and trying to impress them, And in the midst of things, I've done wrong. They did wrong. It is what it is. We all done wrong. But I learned from them, you know what I mean? And I value what they had shared, despite of how it was presented. The only thing I ever wished is I just wanted parents to adopt me. That was kind of weird. And when I got it, it just wasn't the fulfillment that I expected. I was, your daughter messed up in school. That's not on me. That doesn't mean that you can't give me that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that I can't go to school, right? But that's how they was, I'm not going to go crazy and throw her under the bus, because she was an amazing sister to me. And we all mess up. But to take her faults and her flaws and put them up against me and not provide the opportunity, that was the only thing I just didn't feel was right at all. And Mom used to think like, oh, I should have done a better job raising you, but you did a great job. The problem was, it's not the job, was what you guys were intentions was. You had an intention for yourselves, not for me. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. I move forward, and I want you guys to move forward, because you guys have to understand that you can live for yourself. You do not have to live for other people. And that was one of the big things that hindered me in my life. I was living for others, and it wasn't a fun experience. It wasn't anything that I prospered from it. It was more because I was not loving myself. I wasn't happy with myself. Anything of myself was even existence. I was an angry mess. I was negative, and I just didn't know how to deal with life and myself, because it was a tough task. So it is what it is. So if you're out there and you're experiencing this, take one step at a time and understand you got to put yourself first, okay? Love yourself first. Be happy with yourself first. And then everything else that's around you will unfold and manifest. And some shit will leave and some shit will stay. That's all a part of the growth and all part of the process. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, y'all have a great day. # Walking with Wiz. Stay blessed. Have a good day. Be positive.